Good evening, everyone. Before I dive right into this, just a quick note. The names of the people in this story are randomized, so it's easier for you to follow along. The real names are kept confidential for their protection, as is standard in these cases. This is a true story I came across through internal church reports from colleagues out in California shared with me back in 2004 when I was already knee-deep in my own exorcisms here in Indianapolis. It happened from 2003 to 2004, and it shows you exactly how the demonic can twist something as pure as science into a doorway for hell itself. Let's get into it. Part 1, The Strange Star, Life in Pasadena. Picture Pasadena, California, back in 2003. It's a bustling little city about 10 miles northeast of downtown Los Angeles, with those beautiful San Gabriel Mountains rising up like God's own backdrop. You've got the Jet Propulsion Laboratory there, Caltech buzzing with brainiacs, and up on Mount Wilson, those massive telescopes staring into the night sky. Folks there live for discovery. It's in the air, like the scent of eucalyptus on a warm breeze. That's where Dr. Alan Whitaker called home. He was 48 years old, a tall, skinny guy with those thick-rimmed glasses that made him look like he was peering into eternity. Alan worked as an astronomer at Caltech, living in a sleek, modern house on Arroyo Boulevard, right around the 500 block, I believe with a killer view of the mountains from his backyard deck. You could sit out there with a cup of coffee, about 8 ounces from his favorite mug, and just watch the sunset paint those peaks orange and pink. Alan was the careful type, the kind of man who jotted down every single observation in this old leather-bound notebook he carried everywhere. It was beat up, edges frayed from years of use, probably weighed a couple pounds, even empty. He was famous at Caltech for leading projects on Comet, tracking those icy wanderers streaking through space. But what really drove him? A passion for unlocking the universe's secrets. He loved his wife, Dr. Laura Whitaker, 46 at the time, a sharp physicist over at JPL. She had this short, no-nonsense haircut, dark brown like polished walnut, and a voice that could convince you the moon was made of green cheese if she put her mind to it. Laura was energetic, always pacing during conversations, her 5'6" frame buzzing with ideas. They'd argue playfully over dinner roast chicken from the local market, maybe a 12-pound bird about whether the universe was random chaos or intelligently designed. Honey, she'd say, slicing potatoes into 1-inch cubes, it's all probability and particles. And Alan would smile, pushing up his glasses. But what if there's a hand behind it all? Then there was their son, Nathan, just turned 18, a freshman at UCLA about a 20-minute drive down the freeway. Nathan was smart as a whip, but skeptical to the bone. 6 feet tall already, with his dad's lanky build, but his mom's quick wit, he was obsessed with sci-fi movies. You'd find him in the living room, sprawled on the leather couch that cost them $1,500, quoting lines from Star Wars or Independence Day. Dad, he'd challenge over breakfast cereal bowls holding about 2 cups of Cheerios. What if aliens are out there watching us right now? Alan would chuckle, stirring his coffee with 2 sugars and counter with facts about exoplanets light years away. Family life was good, solid. They attended community science workshops, together those free events at Caltech's auditorium, seating 300, where Alan would lecture on comet tails, glowing blue from ionized gases. Laura would nod along, Nathan rolling his eyes, but secretly impressed. Now, Alan had this vague faith from his Catholic childhood, baptized at St. Andrew's Parish right there in Pasadena, confirmed at 13. But he treated the Bible like a history book, not a living word. He'd flip through it sometimes in his study, a cozy room with floor-to-ceiling bookshelves holding thousands of volumes, maybe 5 feet wide each. Interesting metaphors, he'd say. Life rolled on like that through the summer of 2003. Hot days, temperatures pushing 95 degrees Fahrenheit, kids splashing in backyard pools holding 10,000 gallons of water. Alan spent nights at the Hale Telescope on Mount Wilson, 60 miles round-trip drive in his old Ford Taurus, getting about 20 miles per gallon. That telescope, a beast, 100 inches across, built in 1908, peering out from 5,700 feet up. One humid August evening, 82 degrees at dusk, he's up there, alone in the dome, the air humming from the ventilation fans pushing 500 cubic feet per minute. He's tracking this odd comet Not your standard Halley's type, but something irregular, its tail flickering like a faulty fluorescent bulb. Through the eyepiece, magnified 2,000 times, it looks alive, almost pulsing. Alan scribbles notes. Brightness magnitude 4.2, unexpected spectral lines. His notebook fills up pages of graph paper, each square a quarter inch. Back home, he heads to the Caltech library, a massive building with 4 million volumes, air-conditioned to 68 degrees. Digging through the rare books section, climate controlled at 55% humidity, he pulls out this ancient tome on medieval astronomy. It's bound in cracked leather, smells like old attics and incense, weighs about 3 pounds. Inside, Latin text mixed with geometric formulas, circles inscribed with triangles, calculations for planetary retrogrades. Tucked in the margins, prayers, actual invocations to the stars, written in faded ink from the 1300s. Alan chuckles to himself, thinking it's some monk's superstition clashing with proto-science. What a hoot, he mutters, settling into a wooden chair that creaks under his 160-pound frame. The library's quiet, just the hum of fluorescent lights overhead, 60 watts each. He reads aloud, for fun, in his best Latin accent practiced from college days. Stella voca ex abysso ascende, scientiam da. Call the star, rise from the abyss, grant knowledge. He laughs it off as a science prank, snaps a photo with his new digital camera, 2 megapixels, closes the book, and drives home 25 minutes through twilight traffic. That night, dinner simple, Laura's lasagna, 13 by 9-inch pan, Nathan devouring seconds. Bedtime rolls around 11 p.m. Alan in his queen-size bed, cotton sheets at 72 degrees room temp. Sleep comes quick, but then the dream, vivid like high-definition TV. A star plummets from the black sky, trailing green fire, crashing into a vast ocean. It whispers, voice like grinding gravel. I will give you knowledge of the cosmos, but in exchange, destruction. Alan bolts upright, heart pounding, 60 beats per minute, sheets damp with sweat. Laura stirs. Bad dream, Han? He nods, grabs his notebook from the nightstand oak wood, 2 drawers and sketches the falling star, jagged lines, glowing tail. Just the comet, he tells himself, sipping water from a 16-ounce glass. But it lingers. Next day at Caltech, in his office 10 by 12 feet, cluttered with star charts, he mentions the dream to colleagues over coffee from the break room machine, 12 ounces black. They tease him. Too many late nights, Alan. He laughs, but that night, back at the Hale, the comet's brighter, magnitude 3.8. His predictions? Spot on, down to the arc second. Notebook fills faster ink from his Parker pen, blue flowing smooth. Whispers in his mind, observe closer. He shakes it off, drives home through San Gabriel traffic, exhaust fumes thick at rush hour. Weeks pass. Family picnic at the Rose Bowl, 90,000 seats, but they find a shady spot under oaks. Nathan tosses a frisbee, 10-inch diameter. Laura grills burgers, quarter-pound patties. Alan stares at the sky, even in daylight, seeing patterns. Faith flickers. He dusts off his childhood Bible from the shelf. Leather cover, 1,000 pages. Reads Revelation chapter 8. The third angel blew his trumpet, and a great star fell from heaven, blazing like a torch named Wormwood. He snorts poetic, but the dream voice echoes. September hits, 80 degrees mornings. Alan's observations sharpen comet path predicted to the foot. Colleagues buzz. How, Alan? Your models are flawless. One evening, alone in his study, 4:45 p.m., sunset at 6, he reopens the medieval book borrowed, due back in 2 days. Reads another passage aloud, voice echoing off pine-paneled walls. Wormwood, aperi portas stellas. Open the star gates, Wormwood. Lights flicker 60, watt bulbs dim to 20. Wind rattles windows, though Pasadena's calm. 0 miles per hour breeze. Notebook on desk, mahogany. 3 feet wide pages turn themselves, 5 sheets flipping. Alan freezes, 160 pounds, rigid. Trick of the air vent, he whispers, but his hand trembles, Coffee mug spilling 4 ounces. Night falls. Dream again. Star crashes. Waters turn bitter. Fish float belly. Up thousands. Voice. Soon you will see through my eyes. Alan wakes screaming. Laura rushing in, her silk robe swishing. Alan, heart okay? He nods. Pulse racing 90. Nathan from his room, poster plastered walls, yells, Dad? Sci-fi too real? They hug, family tight. But Alan's eyes glaze, staring at the ceiling fan, spinning at 120 RPM. Notebook by bed. New entry, his handwriting. No red ink, jagged. The star calls. Next morning, Caltech lab, sterile white, 3,200 square feet. Alan calibrates equipment, spectrometer humming at 500 hertz. Comet data pours in perfect. Lunch with Laura at the cafeteria, $12 trays. Salad, 6 ounces greens. You're brilliant lately, she says, fork spearing cherry tomatoes, 1-inch diameter. He smiles weakly, just lucky, but inside whispers, my knowledge flows. Drive home, 30 miles, gas at $2 per gallon. Dinner, Nathan's turn, pizza from delivery, 18-inch large, movie night ET. VHS tape whirring. Alan zones out, seeing stars in the TV static. October creeps in, 75 degrees days. Alan attends Mass at St. Andrew's Pews of Oak, seating 200 out of habit. Father Rossi, 55, Italian accent, thick as marinara, preaches on stars as God's creation. Alan nods, but revelation burns in mind. Back home, study light until 2 a.m. Book open, red ink spreads. Formula for comet orbit, impossible accuracy. Who wrote this? He mutters, fingers tracing letters warm as fevered skin. Dream that night. Wormwood's face fiery. Fallen angel wings, charred promises. Power over heavens for a price. Family notices. Laura, you're pale. Honorable blood pressure. Checks with cuff, 120/80. Nathan, Dad, lay off the coffee 16 ounces a day. Alan laughs it off, but notebook hides under mattress, 12 inches thick now. Pasadena nights cool to 55 degrees. Hale telescope calls drive up winding Angeles Crest Highway, 30 miles of switchbacks. Dome opens, 40-foot diameter, through lens. Comet swells, green hue unnatural. Alan whispers prayer unknowingly. Stella Damihi grants me. Whispers reply. It begins. Heart skips. EKG would show arrhythmia. Down the mountain, fog thick, visibility 200 feet. Home safe. Laura asleep. Nathan studying textbook 500 pages. Alan in kitchen 8 by 10 feet, pours milk half-gallon jug. Spills, white on linoleum, sees face in puddle. Wormwood's eyes, red as Mars. Scrubs frantic, bleach fumes stinging. Bed, but sleep evades. Ceiling cracks, no shadows writhe like comet tail. Morning Caltech meeting conference room, 20 chairs. Alan presents Comet Trajectory. Intersects ecliptic December 15th. Gasps previous models off by degrees. Applause, handshakes firm. Dean slaps back. Genius, Whitaker. Lunch alone, turkey sandwich on rye, 6 inches. Bites slow, whispers. Tell them nothing. Notebook and briefcase leather, 18 inches long red pages multiply. Drive home, radio on. News of strange skylights over Sierra Nevada, 50 miles north. Evening walk, Arroyo Boulevard. Sidewalks cracked from quake faults. Neighbors wave, evening Alan, he nods, but sees stars in their eyes. Home, Laura, cooking stir-fry wok, 14 inches, veggies chopped fine. Nathan, Dad, comet cool. Alan, very, but voice cracks. Dinner table, oak, 6 feet long. Talk flows, UCLA classes, JPL, probes to Mars, 500 million miles away. Alan stares at fork, tines bending in mind. Bedtime, prayer slips. Our Father who art, stops, dream. Wormwood descends, hand extended, clawed. Join me, seeker. Alan reaches, wakes, gasping, nails digging palms, crescent marks, 1/8 inch deep. Laura bandages, neosporin tube half used. Stress baby. Nathan peeks, Nightmare fuel, Dad? Days blur. Observations, perfect comet speed, 40 kilometers per second. Notebook, red scrawls predict flares. Caltech invites AAS conference, Washington, D.C., flight 3,000 miles. Alan packs, suitcase 20 inches. Airport, LAX, security lines, 200 feet. Plane, Boeing 737, cruising at 500 knots. But whispers aboard, from heights I fall to you. Pasadena waits, house empty, fridge, humming 20 cubic feet. Laura waters plants pots 6 inches. Nathan crams exam on relativity. Alan calls from hotel, miss you. Voice strained, dream there. Wormwood laughs, soon possession. Back October 23rd, 80 degrees, hail again, dome cold, 48 degrees inside. Lens focuses, comet whispers visible. Audio hallucination, 5 hertz low. Notebook, it speaks. Drive down, tires, gripping asphalt. 32 pounds pressure. Home, lights off. Enters, study, book glows, faint. Red aura, 1-inch halo. Reads aloud, Wormwood, manifest. Thunder, no storm. Windows rattle. Panes, 1/4-inch glass. Voice from throat, not his. I come. Alan collapses. 160 pounds on rug, Persian weave. Laura finds him pulse erratic, 95. Ambulance siren wails, 10 miles to Huntington Hospital. ER, monitors beep, 4, drip 100 milliliters per hour. Doctors, exhaustion. Discharge next day. Home, bed rest, notebook hidden, but red ink bleeds through mattress cotton, queen size, whispers constant, prepare for me. Family prays united, hands clasped. Nathan, Dad, Bible? Alan nods. Revelation open. Wormwood named. This was just the beginning, folks. The star had landed in Pasadena, and Alan Whitaker was its vessel. What came next? Observations that defied nature, and a voice from the abyss that would shake his soul to pieces. But remember, in the face of darkness, we have the light of Christ. That's what this story proves, step by terrifying step. And so, as that first whisper took root in Alan Whitaker's soul back in October of 2003, the real terror began to unfold. You see, folks, the demonic doesn't rush in like a Hollywood monster. It creeps, it calculates, twisting what you love most into a weapon against you. By early fall, Alan's work at Caltech wasn't just good, it was impossible. Let's pick up right there. In the crisp autumn air of Pasadena, where the leaves on those Arroyo Boulevard oaks turned gold, but carried a chill that no thermometer hanging at 72 degrees Fahrenheit in his kitchen could measure. Part 2, unnatural observations, the arrival of Wormwood. It started small, the kind of thing you dismiss as coincidence if you weren't paying attention. Alan's back at the Hale telescope that very next night after his hospital scare, October 24th, a Wednesday, moon phase waxing gibbous at 75% illumination. The drive up Mount Wilson takes him 45 minutes now, traffic lighter after 8 p.m., his Ford Taurus headlights cutting through mist that rolls in from the Pacific, visibility down to 300 feet on the switchbacks. He parks in the lot, gravel crunching under tires inflated to 32 pounds per square inch, and climbs the steps to the dome, 62 of them, each riser 10 inches high. Inside, the air is cooler, 52 degrees, with that metallic tang from the cooling systems pumping 800 cubic feet per minute to keep the mirror steady. He settles at the control console, a bank of switches and dials, 19 inches wide, his fingers long and calloused from years of adjusting flicking levers with practiced ease. The 100-inch mirrors swing silent, gears meshing like clockwork from 1908. Through the eyepiece, magnified at 1,500 times, the comet appears not just brighter, but alive. Its nucleus, estimated 2 miles across, pulses green, spectral lines shifting ultraviolet to infrared in patterns no algorithm should predict. Alan calls up his laptop, Dell Inspiron, 12-inch screen, running Windows XP and inputs coordinates. Right ascension, 17 hours, declination minus 20 degrees. His software, custom coded in Fortran, spits out a trajectory. Perihelion December 10th, Closest to Earth at 1.2 astronomical units, but here's where it turns unnatural. Yesterday's model, off by 2 arc minutes. Today's, exact to the arc second. He blinks behind his thick glasses, prescription plus 3.5 diopters, and recalculates manually on graph paper each square quarter-inch grid. Same result. How? He mutters, voice echoing off the concrete dome walls, 40 feet high. His notebook, now 14 inches thick, with pages opens on its own, a breeze from nowhere flipping to a blank sheet. His pen lifts no, his hand moves, but the ink flows red, like blood from a fresh cut, scrawling. Wormwood guides the path. He slams it shut, heart thumping at 85 beats per minute, sweat beading despite the chill. Down the mountain by midnight, radio static crackling on KNX AM 1100 kilohertz, reporting unusual auroras over the desert, 100 miles east. Home on Arroyo Boulevard, porch light glowing 40 watts. Laura's waiting with hot tea, herbal chamomile, 12-ounce mug steaming at 170 degrees. Nathan's at the kitchen table, 8 by 10 feet Formica top, cramming for midterms. His textbook open to quantum mechanics, 520 pages. Dad, you look like death warmed over, Nathan says, pushing aside his Sony Walkman, cassette of Pink Floyd whirring to stop. Alan forces a smile, sips tea sweetened with 1 teaspoon honey, and recounts the observation, skipping the red ink. Laura, in her JPL sweatshirt, size medium, nods, breakthrough. Present it Friday. They hugged, her arms 5 feet 6 inches of strength, but Alan's eyes dart to the window, stars twinkling wrong, like eyes watching back. Friday morning, Caltech campus alive with students biking on paths 10 feet wide, air at 68 degrees. Alan's office 10 by 12, window overlooking the Rose Bowl. 3 miles distant fills with colleagues. Professor Elena Vasquez, 42. Latina with a PhD from MIT, leans over his shoulder. Alan, this precision, it's like you hacked the universe. The group 8 of them, coffee cups holding 10 ounces, each watches his simulation run on the projector, 70-inch screen, comet arcs flawless, velocity 42 kilometers per second, gasps ripple. Revolutionary, Dean Hargrove, silver-haired at 60, slaps his back. AAS conference, Chicago flight leaves November 1st, round trip $1,200. Applause echoes down the hall, linoleum floors waxed shiny. But alone after, Alan stares at the ceiling tiles, 2 by 4 feet acoustic panels, and feels it, exhaustion. Not from work, but something sucking life. His gaze locks on empty space, 3 feet above his desk for minutes. The star, poison, he mumbles, voice low as a 5-watt bulb hum. Shakes it off, drives home 15 miles, 20 minutes, stops at Vaughn's supermarket, grabs milk, half-gallon carton for $2.19. Checkout girl smiles. Evening, he nods, but sees her eyes flicker green. That night, family dinner, Laura's chicken stir-fry, wok 14 inches across, soy sauce glugging from bottle 16 ounces. Nathan rants about a sci-fi flick, Independence Day rerun on VHS, alien ships 200 feet wide. Alan picks at rice, half-cup serving, staring into his bowl, water turning bitter in his mind. Bed at 10:30 p.m., queen mattress sagging slightly from 12 years' use. Sleep hits, but dreams twist. Comet crashes into Pacific, waves rising 100 feet. Salting the air with venom. Voice gravelly, taste my bitterness. Wakes at 3 a.m., room 70 degrees. Sheets tangled. Bathroom mirror medicine cabinet 18 by 24 inches. Shows eyes bloodshot, veins like red comets. Splashes water, faucet at 60 pounds, pressure cold at 48 degrees. Back to bed, Laura murmurs. Okay, he lies first, Lai nods. Notebook under pillow now. Red pages multiplying equations for orbital decay, penned in script, not his, letters curling like smoke. Next week, lab frenzy. Alan's team, 5 grad students, each desk cluttered with 3-ring binders, 2 inches thick runs, verifications, spectrometer data, cyanide traces in comet tail, parts per billion. Impossible to detect without this precision, says Raj Patel, 28, Indian accent crisp. Alan nods but whispers in head. I reveal what poisons. Lunch at Campus Grill, burger quarter-pound patty, bun 5 inches. Bites mechanical, colleagues chattering, you're a wizard, Whitaker. He smiles but fork bends and grips stainless steel, warped quarter-inch. October 30th, full moon at 99%. Alan's alone in lab after hours building 3 200, fluorescent banks, 60 watts. King Thien Van Wait, the small observatory scope, 8-inch aperture suddenly whirs, motors at 300 RPM, swinging north to avoid, right ascension 0, declination plus 40. Blank sky, magnitude limit 20. What the? Alan rushes over, console lights blinking red. Screen shows target acquired, abyss point. His hand freezes on joystick, 5 inches long, moves itself, zooming, nothing. Then a shadow, blacker than black, 2 arc minutes wide. Notebook flies open on floor, Persian rug, 5 by 7 feet, red ink, Wormwood's home. Panic rises, pulse 110. He grabs phone, AT&T, cordless, range 1,000 feet, dials. Laura, pick me up, weird glitch. She arrives in her Honda Civic, 20 miles per gallon, headlights sweeping lot holding 50 cars. Drive home, silent, radio off. Nathan asleep, room posters of Hubble images peeling at edges. Alan slips to study, book from library, glowing faint red aura, half-inch now. Fingers trace Latin, absurdus veni, abyss come. Lights, dim hallway, bulbs drop to 30 watts. Wind howls outside, though forecast calm, 0 gusts. Windows vibrate, double pane quarter-inch glass. Alan sits, chair, oak arms worn smooth, and stares. Minutes pass, feels like hours. Then, body seizes. Muscles lock, 160 pounds, rigid as iron. Head snaps back, neck veins bulging half-inch. Mouth opens, not his voice, but thunder deep, rumbling like a 5.0 quake. I am Wormwood, the star of poison from the abyss. Laura bursts in door slamming, knob brass 3 inches screams. Alan! Nathan stumbles from room, boxers and t-shirt, hair tousled. Dad? Alan's eyes roll white, no pupils, voice booms. The third trumpet sounds, 1/3 of water's bitter. I fall to judge. Kitchen clock stops quartz, 9:23 p.m. Hands frozen. Plates rattle in cabinets, china 13-inch rims clinking. Laura grabs his shoulders, silk blouse tearing at seam shakes. Stop it, Alan, fight! But he laughs, guttural, teeth bared. He called me with words of old. The monk died, choking on my bile. Nathan fumbles cell phone, Nokia 5100, antenna extending 6 inches, dials 911. Sirens wail distant, closing fast, 2 miles out. Paramedics burst in 6-foot frames in blue uniforms, stretcher aluminum 30 inches wide. Sir, can you hear? One asks, flashlight beam, 2 inches diameter, piercing eyes. Alan Wormwood snarls, blind fools. Revelation 8, 10 through 11. They strap him, Velcro ripping loud, IV needle 16 gauge piercing vein. Ambulance races to Huntington Hospital, 10 miles, siren at 100 decibels. ER Bay 3, monitors beeping 80 beats. Oxygen mask, clear plastic flowing 5 liters per minute. Dr. Marcus Hale, 68, balding with wire glasses, reviews, chart electronic, first year implemented, seizure, but EEG normal. Alan thrashes, restraints 4-point, leather cuffs 2 inches wide. Laura, the star, poisons all. She holds hand, wedding ring gold, 1 carat. I'm here, love. Science, remember? Nathan records on handheld cassette, Sony Walkman mic sensitive to 20 hertz, Wormwood's rant. Fallen angel of stars, envious of the Creator's light, cast down to wield judgment. MRI suite, machine humming at 1 point, 5 Tesla, tube 30 inches diameter. Images show brain activity, lightning storms in frontal lobe, patterns like star maps. Hale frowns, stethoscope bell cold on chest. Unprecedented. Blood work, elevated CK enzymes, 1900 units per liter muscle breakdown, pills prescribed, diazepam 10 milligrams, swallowed with 4 ounces water. But whispers persist. Drugs fail against abyss. Discharge Sunday, November 2nd, hospital cafeteria coffee, 8 ounces black, costs $1.50. Home, curtains drawn, shears 18 inches. Laura research. Revelation printout, 5-page laser. Nathan analyzes tape on computer Windows media player, waveform spiking at low frequencies. Alan sleeps, but notebook under bed. Read manifesto, Wormwood's origin. Once seraphim of constellations, I coveted the word's creation, banished to wander, seeking scholars to corrupt. The medieval fool summoned me died foaming, veins black as space. Afternoon, backyard deck cedar 20 by 12 feet, family sits, breeze 15 miles per hour. Alan stares at San Gabriel's peaks 8,000 feet. It's real, Laura. Biblical, she scoffs, rational. Epilepsy variant, hails follow-up Tuesday. Nathan, Dad, the tape. Voice not yours. Pitch 40 hertz, malevolent. Picnic table holds lemonade, pitcher 64 ounces. Alan sips, bitter aftertaste like wormwood herb, absinthe green. Tuesday, Hale's office, Huntington, room 215, fern on desk, 6 inches pot. MRI follow-up. Activity persists, but no tumor. Prescription, carbamazepine, 200 milligrams twice daily. Alan nods, but eyes glaze at wall calendar, November pages, flipping alone. Drive home, freeway 65 miles per hour limit. Whispers, tell them of me. Evening, Caltech email floods. AAS prep. Slides ready? Alan types response. Keyboard clicks at 60 words per minute, but deletes. Red ink on monitor. Delay. Nathan overhears in hall. Carpet muffling steps. Dad mumbling poison star again. Records more tape 2. Side A, full 30 minutes. November 5th, AAS abstract submitted PDF 10 pages. Colleagues call genius. But Alan skips meeting, locks in study, book open, prays Latin unwilling. Wormwood, speak truth. Body convulses again, chair tips, oak cracking, voice erupts. I am the blight. Through him, I poison knowledge. Laura breaks door, wood splinters, half-inch finds him frothing, lips green tinged. Nathan, ambulance again? No, she drives, white-knuckled on wheel, 10 and 2 position. Back at Hale, status epilepticus. Lorazepam 4, 100 milliliters saline chaser. Stabilizes but warns, neurology consult. This isn't standard. Alan whispers to Nathan, son, it's biblical. Wormwood from Revelation falls, bitters waters. Nathan Googles on laptop first results, apocalypse forums, posts from 2001 Y2K scares. Dad, creepy. Weak blurs. Observations emailed remotely, comet flares predicted, verified by Hubble feed, live stream at 300 kilobits. Caltech buzz, Whitaker's remote wizardry, but Alan weakens weight down 12 pounds. Shirts loose at collar, 16 inches. Laura cooks broth chicken, 8 ounces per bowl, feeds him spoon by spoon, silverware 14 inches. Fight, Alan. For us. Nathan plays sci-fi clips, Star Trek, Captain's Log. To boldly go. Alan smiles faint, not to destruction. November 12th, full eclipse, Pasadena, skies clear, temperature 58 degrees. Alan sneaks to backyard scope, 10-inch Dobsonian, mount steady, comet through filter, green poison, vivid. Whispers, see my face, collapses. Nathan catches 6 feet of teen strength, voice booms. Wormwood arrives fully. Hospital, third time. Hale, admit, full workup. Room 412, bed adjustable to 30 degrees, 4 poles, 6 feet tall, monitors constant blood pressure, 140/90. Laura prays, rosary beads, olive wood, 5 decades, first time in years. Nathan, Dad, the tape. It predicts your seizures. Wormwood laughs through Alan. I am the prediction. The star that destroys. Colleagues visit Vasquez, brings flowers, face 12 inches. Rest, hero. But Alan, no. Wormwood hisses. Your telescopes blind you to me. Dean Hargrove. Alan, the conference. Dismissed. Notebook smuggled in red pages. Soon Abaddon joins. Discharged November 18th. Wheelchair to car ramp, compliant ADA. home fortified, salt lines at doors, quarter-inch thick, Laura's idea from books. Nathan installs webcam Logitech, 300,000 pixels, live feeds to hard drive, 200 gigabytes. Alan rests but nights, convulsions mild, voice soft, prepare the family. My brother comes. Caltech suspends presentations, email polite. Health first, Laura to JPL. He's stable. But doubts creep her mirror, shows worry lines, quarter-inch deep. Nathan skips class, researches exorcism. Catholic sites, Indianapolis Diocese mentioned. Whispers to self, what if? November 20th, Pasadena First Thursday Art Walk streets lined with booths 20 feet apart. Family walks for normalcy. Alan leaning on Laura. Cane oak 24 inches. Vendors sell star charts, parchment 18 by 24. Alan touches one, convulses light, voice. Charts of my fall. Crowd stares, 500 milling. Nathan pulls away. Dad, stop! Home, breakdown. Alan to mirror. Leave me. Wormwood, never. You called, I answer. Slumps, pulse, 120. Laura dials hail, emergency. But Nathan, Mom, call a priest? That night, under Hunter's moon at 100%, Wormwood solidifies. Alan's eyes brown, now red-flecked, stare void. Notebook final red line, the poison spreads. Family huddles, hands clasped, Laura's voice trembling. Our Father, but Alan no laughs. Prayers amuse the fallen. Folks, this was Wormwood claiming his ground not with fire but precision poison, turning genius to madness. The AAS waited, Caltech marveled. But in that Arroyo Boulevard house, hell's trumpet blew soft. What followed? An ally from deeper darkness, ripping the family apart thread by thread. But hold fast, the church's power waits, as it always does, in Christ's name. And right there, folks, on that chilling November night in 2003, with the Hunter's moon casting silver shadows through the blinds of their Arroyo Boulevard home, each slat angled at 45 degrees to block the glare, Wormwood had sunk his claws deep into Alan Whitaker's soul. But the demonic never travels solo. It calls reinforcements from the pit. What unfolded next wasn't just possession, it was a full-scale invasion, a tag team from hell straight out of Revelation chapter 9, turning a family's sanctuary into ground zero for cosmic collapse. By early winter, Pasadena's holiday lights twinkled on lampposts, spaced 30 feet apart along Colorado Boulevard. But inside the Whitaker house, darkness gathered thicker than the fog rolling in from the San Fernando Valley, cutting visibility to 150 feet on the streets below. Part 3, Poisonous Skies, Wormwood and his ally. December 1st, dawn's crisp 54 degrees Fahrenheit at sunrise, 6:47 AMI. As Laura Whitaker slips out of bed, her side of the queen mattress still warm at 98.6 degrees from Alan's feverish tossing. She's in the kitchen by 7, filling the percolator with 6 ounces of Folgers from a 12-ounce can, the aroma mixing with pine from the 7-foot Fraser fir they dragged in yesterday from a lot on Lake Avenue, needles shedding onto the 8 by 10-foot runner rug. Nathan shuffles in at 7:15. Backpack slung over one shoulder, 30 pounds of textbooks for his relativity seminar, grabbing a bagel 4 inches across, slathered with 2 tablespoons of cream cheese from the Philly tub. Mom, Dad's mumbling again last night, sounded like coordinates. Laura sighs, wiping the counter with a sponge damp from the sink faucet running at 2 gallons per minute. Hale's appointment today? We'll get answers. Alan's in the study when they call him, door ajar 6 inches, brass knob cool to the touch. He's hunched over the desk, mahogany surface scarred from years of telescope mounts, staring at a fresh star chart unrolled to 24 by 36 inches, push pins marking perihelion points. His eyes now rimmed with dark circles, a quarter-inch deep flicker as he turns. Morning. But his voice cracks mid-word, deepening to that gravel rumble for a split second. The abyss stirs. Nathan freezes mid-bite, crumbs falling to the linoleum. Dad? Alan blinks hard, normal tone returning, just tired. Past the coffee. Laura hands him the mug ceramic, 16 ounces, handle chipped from a 2002 drop, watching his hand tremble, spilling one drop that sizzles faint on the wood. Drive to Huntington Hospital takes 18 minutes down Hill Avenue. Stoplights sinking green at 35 miles per hour. Parking lot asphalt still warm from yesterday's 72-degree high. They wheel Alan in no cane today, his 152 pounds leaning on Laura's arm. Her JPL fleece brushing his cotton shirt. Dr. Marcus Hale's waiting in exam room 104, fluorescent panels buzzing at 50 hertz overhead, fern on the windowsill, drooping from low humidity at 38%. Vitals first, Hale says. Cuff inflating to 130 over 85, stethoscope diaphragm pressing cold against Alan's chest through flannel 2 inches thick. EEG leads 21 electrodes, gel conductive snake across his scalp, machine printing waves on thermal paper rolling at 1 inch per second. Frontal spikes again, Hale mutters, glasses fogging slightly from his breath, but look patterns repeat like orbital math. Alan nods, but suddenly sees his chair arms, oak gripping his knuckles, white head jerking forward, mouth foaming quarter teaspoon suds. Wormwood calls Abaddon, the destroyer rises. Laura gasps, clutching Nathan's hand, his palms sweaty, 6 feet of teen frame rigid. Hale hits the intercom button, red plastic, 1 inch diameter, code blue, stat. Nurses swarm, 3 in scrubs, size large, syringe plunges, midazolam, 4 milligrams into IV port, saline bag hanging at 500 milliliters. Alan slumps, eyes rolling back to whites, but the voice lingers faint, my brother, from the bottomless pit. Stabilized by 8:30 a.m., Hale pulls Laura aside in the hallway, linoleum echoing their Crocs at $5 a pair, whispering, "This isn't neurology. Biblical references? Get a psych eval." Nathan, earbuds in from his Discman, playing U2's Joshua Tree CD, track 5, skipping overhears, yanks them out. Psych? Mom, the tape from last week, it predicted this exact phrase. Back in the room, Alan stirs, voice his own. Laura, Revelation 9. Abaddon, angel of the abyss, he wants you. She strokes his forehead, skin clammy at 99 degrees. Shh, science first. Afternoon at JPL, 20 miles southwest. Security gate buzzing open with her badge swipe. Laura dives into work, but focus fractures. Her cubicle, 6 by 8 feet with dual monitors, 21 inches each, runs asteroid impact sims for NASA's Deep Impact mission. Normally, she'd crunch numbers on granite countertops at home, but today, coffee mug in hand, 12 ounces, cooling to room temp, the screen glitches. Trajectories veer toward Earth, collision probability jumping from 0.001 to 30%. What the, she mutters. Rerunning code in MATLAB, lines scrolling at 60 frames per second, same result. Whispers not audible, but felt in her spine, guide the stones of fire. By 4 p.m. She's pitching to her team, 8 engineers in a conference room, seating 12, revised models, higher risk from Apophis, class threats, boss nods, brilliant, Whitaker. Budget boost, $50,000 for probes. Drive home at 5:15, Iten crawling at 15 miles per hour, exhaust fumes thick as incense. Nathan texts from UCLA Library Nokia, screen glowing green. Dad drew this. Attached, scan of notebook page, red ink sketching a pit yawning wide, angel wings tattered spanning 2 feet on paper. Dinner at 6:45. Laura's hasty taco shells, 6 inches, ground beef 8 ounces per plate, eaten in silence. Alan picks at lettuce shreds half-inch long. Abaddon's coming for you, Laura. Asteroids, his army. She snaps, fork clattering. Enough. It's Hale's drugs talking. Nathan mediates, salsa dripping from chip 3 inches. Mom, my dreams last night, star falling, burning LA, flames licking 500 feet high. Family stares air thick, thermostat dropping to 68 unbidden. Night falls. Pasadena decked in wreaths 24 inches across on every door. Alan retreats to study. Book from Caltech now chained to desk leg with padlock 2 inches wide. Laura's precaution. Midnight strikes on grandfather clock. Brass pendulum swinging 2 feet. Wormwood erupts. Alan's body arches off chair. Vertebrae cracking audible. Voice dual-toned. Abaddon, ascend. Windows frost instant. Panes at 32 degrees despite heater blasting 75. Nathan Bolton door frame splintering, quarter-inch webcam rolling, lens capturing aura red as brake lights. Laura follows, rosary beads tangled in fist. Stop! Then the ally arrives. Alan's mouth stretches unnatural, jaw unhinging half-inch. A second voice, colder, like wind through a 5,000-foot canyon. I am Abaddon, king of the locusts from the pit. Guardian fallen, craving the shatter of worlds. Kitchen shakes, cabinets rattling. Spice jars, 12 ounces tumbling. Nathan dives for cassette recorder, new mini disc, 60 minutes capacity, mic thrust close. Say that again. Abaddon laughs, Alan's teeth chattering. Seraphim of the void, I guarded Hell's Gate. Envied the Creator's stars, now I loose destruction. With Wormwood, we birth doomsday through your minds. Laura dials hail at 1 a.m. Landline cord twisting 8 inches. He's 2 voices. Doctor arrives by 1:30. Stethoscope dangling. Schizophrenia? But EEG spikes dual frequencies, 40 hertz and 20. Abaddon through Alan. Fool, we corrupt the wise. Wife, your rocks will rain fire. Son, your films foretell my blaze. Nathan blanches, recalling his dream. Mom, it's coordinating. They sedate lorazepam, 8 milligrams IM. Needle 1 inch deep, but voices persist muffled. Soon, the lab falls. Next morning, December 2nd, Caltech chaos. Alan's remote sims sent overnight via dial-up modem at 56 kilobits show comet fragmenting, shards aimed at Pacific Ring, impact energy equivalent to 500 megatons. Dean Hargrove calls conference line speakerphone 6 inches diameter. Whitaker, this is prophetic. But how? Alan Pale at breakfast table, types response fingers autonomous. Abaddon reveals, erases, sends tame Vershawn. Lab temps plummet thermostat from 72 to 45 degrees, breath visible. Computers boot unprompted, screensavers swirling black holes 10 inches wide. Grad student Raj screams, the mainframe's running apocalypse models. Laura at JPL. Probes redirected, budget swells to 100,000. But mirror in restroom stainless 18 by 24 shows her eyes glazing, whispering, launch the judgment. Home by 6, she argues with Alan over pot roast Dutch oven, 10 quarts, carrots sliced 1/8 inch. You're poisoning my work. Asteroids aren't biblical. He retorts, Wormwood surfacing. They are my hail. Nathan intervenes. PlayStation controller in hand, 16 buttons. Dad, play Halo, blow up aliens. Screen flickers, 50-inch projection TV, but game crashes to Revelation verse 9:10. December 5th, family mass at St. Andrew's pews, packed 250, incense swinging in thurible 18 inches. Father Rossi preaches, stars declare God's glory, but Alan convulses in pew, Abaddon booming soft, we declare doom, ushers 2 burly at 6'4" escort out. Parking lot, minivan Dodge Caravan, sliding on dew-slick asphalt at 5 miles per hour. Home, Alan slashes palm on desk edge, 1/4 inch gash, blood dripping 1 milliliter per second, draws star map on wall, white paint streaking red over floral paper. Laura sobs. My husband. Nathan researches, frantic dial-up, screeching at midnight, exorcism cases, Indianapolis Diocese, finds my name, Father Vincent Lampert, 2,000 cases by then. Whispers to Laura, Mom, call California Bishop. She hesitates, phone receiver heavy as lead, science first. But that night, house quakes, mild Richter 1.5, epicenter backyard mirrors cracking diagonal half-inch lines. Abaddon, the pit opens. December 10th, perihelion nears. Caltech suspends Alan memo on letterhead, font 12-point. Medical leave, effective, immediate. He writes rogue paper, imminent meteor cataclysm, uploads to ArcSiv, 5,000 downloads by noon. Colleagues panic, evacuate coasts, JPL buzzes, Laura leading drill, Sims, evac routes for 10 million souls. Nathan skips finals, dreams nightly, locusts with scorpion tails, 5 months torment. Wakes screaming, sheet-soaked half-gallon sweat. December 15th, full cold snap, 42 degrees dawn. Backyard telescope swings alone, 8-inch tube tracking void again. Wormwood divided by Abaddon duet. Join us, knowledge as weapon. Alan resists, clutching cross, necklace, gold chain, 18 inches, gift from baptism. Laura breaks witnesses map in blood, dials Rossi at St. Andrew's Rectory rotary phone, clicking to extension 3, Father, help, it's demons. Rossi, voice warm over line static, signs match. I'll consult the Archbishop. Archbishop Jose Horacio Gomez approves by evening report, faxed 10 pages, ink get humming. Rossi arrives 9 p.m., stole purple over cassock, crucifix 4 inches dangling. House reeks ozone like post-lightning air. Prays perimeter holy water sprinkler 6 ounces, salt flying 1/4-inch arcs. Allen thrashes on couch, leather cracking. Priest, your rites amuse. Abaddon names victims. The monk rotted inside, this scholar will too. Rossi records microcassette, 90 minutes, classic manifestation. Laura collapses in kitchen, flour sack 20 pounds spilling, he's gone. Nathan hugs, church protocol exorcism team. Rossi nods. Mount Wilson, neutral ground, January 1st. Outside San Gabriel's loom, snow-capping peaks at 9,000 feet, first in decades. Stars pole screen overhead, magnitude 2.5. Notebook final red prophecy, doomsday dawns small in Pasadena. Folks, this was hell's duo at work, not claws and fangs, but precision strikes on mind and mission. Wormwood poisoned the skies. Abaddon shattered the earth. Family bonds frayed to threads. Science weaponized for wrath. Caltech trembled, JPL armed, but the church stepped in because against the abyss, only Christ's authority holds. What came next? A battle under the heavens themselves, where faith met the falling stars head on. Stay with me, the exorcism waits, fierce as Judgment Day. And so, folks, as Father Rossi's holy waters splashed those salt lines across the Whitaker threshold on that frigid December 15th night in 2003, each crystal grain sparkling like defiant stars under the porch bulb's 40-watt glow, Pasadena held its breath under a sky heavy with unspoken judgment. The church had drawn its line in the snow-dusted doormat, 12 by 18 inches of woven choir, now crusty at 32 degrees Fahrenheit. But the demonic doesn't retreat at a priest's prayer. It circles, hungers, waits for the ritual to begin. What followed was no mere ceremony. It was war declared under God's vaulted heavens, transforming a mountaintop observatory into Calvary's echo. By New Year's dawn of 2004, with fireworks popping over the Rose Bowl like distant artillery 3 miles below, the battle lines formed sharp as a two-edged sword. Part 4, War Against the Abyss, Exorcism Under the Starlit Sky. January 1st breaks clear at Mount Wilson. Sunrise painting the observatory dome steel 40 feet in diameter, rivets spaced 6 inches apart in golden streaks from the east, temperature climbing from 28 to 42 degrees by noon. Father Michael Rossi arrives first at 9 a.m. His Ford Explorer crunching gravel in the lot holding 20 vehicles, engine ticking cool after the 30-mile climb up Angeles Crest Highway, chains rattling on tires rated for ice at 5 miles per hour. He's 55, 5'10" with that warm Italian olive skin and a voice like aged Chianti, deep, resonant, carrying a black leather case 18 by 12 inches, weighing 15 pounds, Roman Ritual of 1961 edition, 300 pages, dog-eared, plus vials of chrism oil in glass tubes 2 inches tall. Buongiorno, team, he greets, crossing himself before the Hale telescope's base, concrete pedestal 20 feet high, etched with 1908 cornerstone. Laura Whitaker pulls up at 9:15 in the family minivan, Dodge Caravan with odometer ticking 112,000 miles, Nathan shotgun with a duffel of cassette decks, Sony Professional, 60-minute reels ×4, and his laptop, Toshiba Satellite, 14-inch screen loaded with Hubble archives downloaded at 250 megabytes. Allen's in back, strapped into the bench seat with seatbelts clicking secure, his 150 pounds gaunt now, wrists circled by rosary beads. Laura nodded herself 50 beads of rosewood, 1/4-inch diameter. Father, she says, voice steady but eyes red-rimmed from 3 nights sleepless. He's quiet since your prayer, but the dreams. Rossi nods, hand on her shoulder, wool coat brushing her parka zipper. Christ's peace holds for now. Doctor. Marcus Hale arrives at 9:45, skeptical as ever, his Lincoln Town Car purring smooth on the final switchback, parking brake engaging with a metallic snick. 68, 6'2", with a paunch straining his Harris tweed jacket buttons. He lugs a medical kit aluminum 20 by 10 inches, 20 pounds of monitors, portable EEG with 12 leads, heart rhythm box syncing to wristwatch accuracy of 1 millisecond, and a video camcorder, Sony Handycam with night vision lens capturing infrared at 800 lines. I'm here as witness, father not believer, he gruffs, stethoscope draped like a stole. Rossi smiles faint. Witness's turn, doctor. Like Saul on Damascus. Hale snorts but unpacks on the dome's control table, Formica top scarred from a century of use. Sister Isabella Torres rolls in at 10 sharp, her Toyota Prius hybrid whispering to a stop first model year, 45 miles per gallon, even uphill tires humming on chains. 40 years old, 5'7", with raven hair pinned under veil, and a physics master's from Caltech framed back home. She's Mexican-American fire and habit, black as midnight, carrying a graphing calculator, Texas Instruments 84 plus, solar-powered and printouts of comet ephemerides, 20 sheets of bond paper, 8.5 by 11. Ready to calculate the devil under father, she quips, accent laced with East LA rhythm, setting up beside Hale's gear. Nathan grins first time in weeks. None with numbers? Cool. They shake her grip firm, calloused from lab pipettes. By 10:30, Alan's secured to the observer's chair steel frame, bolted to floor, arms padded with foam 2 inches thick, straps of nylon webbing cinched at wrists, ankles, chest each buckle locking with a quarter-turn ratchet. The dome's open halfway. 40-foot slit, admitting winter air crisp at 38 degrees, ventilation fans idling at 200 cubic feet per minute to prevent mirror fog. Rossi vests in purple, stole-over cassock, crucifix pectoral gleaming, 3 inches gold-plated. We begin in nomine patris, he intones, voice carrying to the San Gabriel's 9,000 feet distant. Team circles, Laura left, Nathan right, Hale behind with cam rolling tape at 30 frames per second, Isabella at laptop syncing orbital data to screen projector, 70-inch diagonal beaming Revelation 8 Ferzis. Alan's head lolls, glasses askew, plus 3.5 prescription fogging from breath, eyes brown but flecked crimson. Rossi opens ritual to page 124. Exorcizo te immundissime spiritus. I exorcise the unclean spirit. Alan jerks, first tremor chair creaking under 160 pounds, now straining. Wormwood stirs, Nathan whispers, recorder mic 6 inches from lips, capturing baseline hum. Laura clutches scapular metal, wool square 2 by 3 inches. Alan, hear me. First hour flows steady. Rossi recites litany, beads clicking through fingers, holy water aspergillum, swinging arcs of 6 ounces, sprinkling Alan's brow, droplets tracing veins, half-inch deep. Hale monitors, pulse steady 85, EEG, theta waves. But at 11:15, escalation. Alan's body arches, spine bowing 3 inches off backrest, voice dual gravel, thunder. We are Wormwood and Abaddon. You chain stars, dome lights flicker, sodium vapor banks dropping from 60 to 20 watts, casting shadows writhing 10 feet long across concrete. Isabella counters quick, comet perihelion past December 10th. Your fall missed Earth by 1.2 million miles. Math lies not. Projector flashes, ephemeris graph, lines precise to arc second. Rossi presses. Adjuro te, serpent's antique. I adjure thee, ancient serpent. Alan foams, quarter cup suds green, tinged like absinthe, dripping to floor drain 6 inches wide. Nathan wipes with towel, cotton 18 by 24. Dad, fight. But Abaddon surface is cold. Boy, your films? I scripted Armageddon. Visions hit team. Laura sees asteroids cratering JPL, craters 5 miles wide. Nathan, locusts swarming UCLA quad, wings buzzing 90 decibels. Hale, patients convulsing in ER bays. Isabella, quantum equations unraveling to chaos, fractals, illusions. Rossi booms, crucifix thrust forward 4 inches from Alan's nose. In the name of Jesus Christ, depart. Noon break sandwiches from cooler, foam 24 by 16 inches, turkey on rye 6 inches long, mustard squeeze 1 tablespoon. Air smells pine from slopes plus ozone from static buildup. Alan slumps quiet, sipping water 16 ounces through straw bent at 45 degrees. Thanks, Father, he rasps own voice. Laura feeds him bite by bite. We're winning, but eyes dart stars above pulsing magnitude 1.8, unnatural green. Session 2, 12:30 p.m. Rossi reads Psalm 91, voice rising over wind, gusting 15 miles per hour through slit. Chair vibrates servo motors and bass, whining 300 RPM, unbidden tilting Alan forward 5 degrees. Wormwood laughs guttural. Stars mock your book. Suddenly, eyepiece swings autonomous. 100-inch mirror tracking, void, right ascension, 0, declination, plus 40 again. Green live feed. Black spot swells 2 arc minutes. Spectral analyzer spiking cyanide at 10 parts per million. Your abyss point. Isabella calculates frantic keys clacking 60 per minute. Doppler shift receding at half light speed. Fake data. Hale's EEG erupts. Spikes like supernovas. Frontal lobe firing 200 microvolts. Rossi anoints forehead chrism oil, slick 1 milliliter, reciting per Christum Dominum Nostrum. Alan screams pitch 120 hertz veins, bulging half-inch nails, gouging palms, crescent marks 1/8 deep. Blood wells, quarter teaspoon, but forms pattern on floor. Medieval star chart, lines accurate to scale. Nathan photographs Canon digital, 3 megapixels. Evidence, Abaddon hisses. We draw our prison in your blood. 1 p.m., quake ripples, Richter 2.0, epicenter dome base, concrete dust sifting from cracks 1/4 inch wide. Glasses rattle on table, lenses 12 inches across, sliding. Laura holds Alan's face, cheek to cheek. I love you, science and soul. He whispers through, Laura, help. But Wormwood retorts, love bitters to ash. Dome slit widens, automatic hydraulics hissing 500 pounds, pressure cold rush, dropping temp to 25 degrees, breath clouds visible. Isabella challenges. Wormwood, predict next flare real math. Calculator beeps, solar cell charging at 50 lux. Alan's hand spasms, pen autonomous, scrawling on notepad 8x10, coordinates exact, verified by Hubble feed. Nathan pulls live at 300 kilobits. It works. Hale gasps. Stethoscope forgotten. Rossi seizes moment. See? Even demons bow to truth. Ego te absolvo. Absolve thee. 2 p.m., high drama. Air ices to 18 degrees. Frost rhyming mirror edges half-inch thick. Alan levitates chair and all 6 inches off bolts, humming at 50 hertz magnetic. Nathan's recorder overloads, tape hiss, peaking distortion. Visions intensify, team sees revelation, full trumpets, bowls, horsemen thundering across San Gabriel's. Laura vomits half-cup bile into basin 10 inches wide, Nathan dry, heaves. Rossi steadfast, stole whipping in wind, now 25 miles per hour. St. Michael defend us. Crucifix glows faint gold heating to 100 degrees. Hale injects saline placebo, 500 milliliters, vein bulging under needle 20 gauge, placebo for faith. But Abaddon names sins. Priest, your doubt in seminary, none, stolen exam answers. Dr. Mercy killing 82, wife, a fair thought 79, son, porn cash last week, gasps collective truth, stings like salt in wounds. Isabella confesses first, mea culpa forgive. Rossi absolves rapid, words tumbling 20 per minute. 3 p.m., break 2. Hot cocoa from thermos, 32 ounces, steaming 160 degrees. Dome closes partial slit to 20 feet, blocking gale. Alan coherent, they're weakening. Your prayers burn. Nathan plays Star Wars clip on laptop, Darth Vader line, I am your father. Team laughs, tense first levity. Laura, Alan, stay with us. 4 p.m., final push. Rossi invokes Saints pages, flipping wind-driven. Chair slams down, bolts shearing, 1/4 inch steel. Wormwood pleads, Observe with me secrets eternal. Alan resists, voice cracking own. No, God creates. Abaddon rages. Pit swallows your LA 5 million souls. Mountain trembles, Richter 2.5, snow avalanches distant, roaring like judgment. Projector beams, Hubble deep field, thousands galaxies, each billion stars. God's universe, not yours. 5 p.m., sunset, blood red over Pacific, 30 miles west. Rossi ends day 1. Deo gratias. Alan collapses, pulse dropping to 60, eyes clearing. Team exhausted, Hale shirt, sweat-soaked size extra large. Drive down twilight, chains grinding, asphalt. Home, pasta, dinner spaghetti, pot 12 quarts. Sauce simmering 2 hours. Nathan, tomorrow we win. January 2nd dawn, snow flurries. 1-inch accumulation on lot. Session 2 mirrors first, escalations fiercer. By noon, book from Caltech smuggled up, ignites spontaneous on table, flame 6 inches high, but pages unconsumed, Latin glowing red. Rossi sprinkles water, extinctus, smoke smells sulfur, lingering 20 minutes. Alan vomits, black pebbles 30, each 1/4-inch diameter, basalt like meteorites clinking into basin. Lab analysis later, iridium traces, extraterrestrial. Afternoon, illusions peak. Phantom comet streaks, dome, tail 20 feet, illusory green. Isabella debunks. Prism refraction, your trick fails. Nathan beams ET clip. Phone home to heaven, Dad. Alan chuckles through pain. Evening close. Abaddon vows. World Water Day final stand. January 3rd, 4th, 5th, daily battles grind. Quakes daily Richter 1 to 3. Temps plunge to 10 degrees. Monitors fry 2 hail spares kicking in. Confessions heal team, Laura admits doubt. Nathan deletes files. Rossi's voice hoarse. Sipping tea, 8 ounces with honey. Alan's weight stabilizes, color returns. January 6th, Epiphany stars align, Sirius bright magnitude -1.4. Rossi proclaims, Christ's light expels. Wormwood whimpers, mercy, Abaddon, never. But chair stays grounded, voices fade single. By January 7th, Pasadena thaws to 50 degrees base. Archbishop Gomez calls satellite phone from rectory. Continue Rome monitors. Team bonds, iron meals shared, prayers choral. Nathan, like X-Men versus Demon, laughter echoes dome. Folks, this wasn't theater, it was trench warfare of the soul. 4 days of science, clashing scripture under indifferent stars. Tools broke, bodies ached, but faith held like Hale's mirror, unyielding 100 inches of truth. Wormwood and Abaddon clawed desperate, but Christ's name cut deeper than any comet tail. Victory loomed, fierce as dawn on March 22nd. What raged next? The final hour, where hell begged and heaven thundered triumphant. Hold the cross tight, the abyss cracks open wide. And right on that Epiphany night of January 6th in 2004, folks, as Sirius blazed like a diamond dagger at magnitude -1.4 through the half-open slit of Mount Wilson's Hale Dome, its light slicing 40 feet across the frost-rimed concrete floor at precisely 12 degrees Fahrenheit, Father Rossi's proclamation of Christ's light expels, hung in the air thicker than the wood smoke drifting up from Pasadena's valley fires 3,000 feet below. The team stood shoulder to shoulder, breaths clouding in unison like holy incense, their faces etched with 4 days' grit. Laura's manicure chipped from gripping Alan's hand through 12 hours of litanies. Nathan's UCLA hoodie frayed at cuffs from rewinding cassette tapes 90 times. Hale's tweed jacket pilled from brushing away phantom ash. And Sister Isabella's veil starched stiff but yellowed from sulfur fumes that clung like regret. Alan's chair, those nylon straps, now chafed raw 1/4-inch welts. Blooming red creaked once as Wormwood whimpered mercy, only for Abaddon to snarl, never. But the voices cracked, single track now, fading like radio static on AM 1100 kilohertz. The mountainside, a faint Richter 0.8 rumble underfoot, and the stars held steady. Victory wasn't won yet, but hell was bleeding. What raged next over the following weeks was no holding pattern. It was the devil's death throes, a symphony of desperation that turned the observatory into a crucible where every prayer forged steel from shattered faith. Part 5, the fierce exorcism, climax beneath the blazing heavens. January 8th dawns with a vengeance, sunrise at 7:02 a.m. Exploding orange over the San Gabriel snowcaps peaks at 9,160 feet, glinting like God's own bayonets as Rossi's team reconvenes at 8 sharp. Thermos mugs clinking with 20 ounces of black coffee each, steam curling at 165 degrees from the Prius's heater vents, still warm at 45 miles per gallon efficiency. Nathan unpacks fresh gear. A second camcorder mounted on tripod aluminum, 18 inches tall, capturing stereo audio at 44 kilohertz to catch dual voice splits, plus a laser pointer green beam 1 milliwatt synced to Isabella's calculator for tracing spectral illusions. Day 8, he logs into his spiral notebook, blue lines filled with entries now 200 deep, each word inked at 60 strokes per minute. Laura spreads a picnic blanket fleece 24 by 36 inches from the minivan's cargo hold, laying out protein bars 4 inches long, 2 ounces each, to stave off the crash from yesterday's 12-hour vigil. Hale calibrates his spare EEG leads, taped fresh with medical adhesive 1/8 inch wide, muttering, "If this fries too, I'm billing Rome." Isabella prays quick in Spanish, rosary swinging 5 decades over her graphing pad. Santa Maria crushed the serpent's head. Allen's prepped by 8:30, fresh shirt, button cotton, Oxford size large, collar 16 inches after a wipe down with lavender wipes scented faint, masking the night's bile tang. Straps cinched tighter today, buckles double locked against yesterday's 6-inch levitation scare. Dome ventilation ramps to 400 cubic feet per minute, clearing sulfur residue that coated the 100-inch mirror like oily film, 0.5 millimeter thick. Rossi vest solemn, purple stole embroidered with gold thread 1/16 inch. Opening ritual to page 180. Continue the adjuration spirits. Declare your names and depart. Voice booms clear, echoing off walls 40 feet high as the slit widens full, exposing heavens crisp at 22 degrees. Wind whistling 15 miles per hour through the gap. Ninea M sharp, Rossi intones princeps militiae caelestis, invoking Saint Michael. Allen's fingers twitch first, nails bitten to quarters from stress, then spasm full, joints popping audible like knuckles cracking under 50 pounds pressure. Wormwood surfaces gravelly. We yield no ground. Behold our formulas. Suddenly, the control console lights up unbidden LEDs, blinking red at 10 hertz, spitting code to the projector. Toxic equations for nerve agents. Molecular bonds twisting, cyanide chains visible on the 70-inch screen. Atoms modeled in 3 dimensions, rotating at 30 frames per second. Isabella leaps, calculator, solar charge blazing. False chemistry, carbon-nitrogen bonds break at 400 degrees Kelvin. Your poison vaporizes harmless. She overlays real JPL spectra, lines matching NASA's database to parts per trillion. Nathan lasers the screen green dot dancing, 1 millimeter tracing errors. Busted, Starboy. But Abaddon counters vicious at 9:15. Feel the void. Dome plunges, black emergency lights failing. Sodium banks at 0 watts, total dark for 23 seconds. Pulse racing team heartbeats to 110 collective. Hale's flashlight pierces beam 2 inches diameter. Maglite cell powered by 4D batteries, revealing Allen's eyes glowing crimson, pupils dilated to 8 millimeters. Visions assault. Laura relives her JPL, Sims exploding, probe fragments raining like hailstones 2 inches across on Pasadena streets. Nathan sees UCLA library shelves collapsing, books 500 pages each avalanching into fiery pits. Hale witnesses Huntington ER overrun by foaming patients, beds 28 inches wide tipping. Isabella beholds Caltech equations dissolving to Latin curses on chalkboards 4 feet long. Lies of the pit! Rossi thunders, flashlight beam crossing his crucifix to form a blazing cross 3 feet wide in air. Light snaps back bulbs, relighting at full 60 watts, demons howling, pitch dropping to 30 hertz, subsonic rattle shaking teeth. 10 a.m. Escalation peaks early. Alan's torso convulses rhythmic chest, heaving 4 inches per thrust, rate 80 cycles per minute like a piston from Hell's Forge. Rossi douses with holy water aspergillum, full 12 ounces, now splashing arcs that steam on skin at 99 degrees, raising blisters, quarter-inch diameter filled with brackish fluid. Nathan swabs one sterile Q-tip cotton half-inch into vial for later mass spec. Holy water reaction endothermic, Abaddon rages through foam. Your Michael guards nothing. We loose the locusts. Phantom swarm manifests audio only first, buzzing 95 decibels like chainsaws, 10 feet away, then visual. Illusory insects, 6-inch wingspans, green, vein, crawling hails, stethoscope bell, stingers 1/4 inch, probing his wrist vein. He slaps frantic rubber tubing, whipping, crushing 5 before they pixelate to smoke. Isabella chants pi to 50 digits, calculator beeping, counterpoint. Order defeats chaos, your swarm's fractal dimension, 2.7, unstable, 10:45, personal assault. Wormwood names Laura's deepest cut. Physicist, you denied God at MIT debate 79, crowd of 200 applauded your atheism. She crumples on blanket, knees to chest, 5'6" frame folding, yes, but I repent. Confession pours words tumbling 20 per minute, Rossi, absolving absolution formula in Latin, hand raised 3 inches above brow. Nathan next. Son, your hidden drive's 3 gigabytes of filth, downloaded at UCLA dial-up. He blushes crimson, deletes via laptop command prompt. Enter key slamming, forgiven Lord, hail resists, I'm science. But Abaddon lists, 80, 2, you ended missus. Lopez's pain, morphine, overdose, 20 milligrams. Doctor weeps, glasses fogging. Mercy, not murder. Isabella last. Quantum theft, copied professor's notes for A's. None nods. Restitution sworn. Teen purified, air lightens, temp rising to 30 degrees unbidden, as if heaven exhaled. Noon recess under dome-edge shelter, snow flurries, dusting shoulders, half-inch accumulation team shares, jerky strips, 3 inches long, 1 ounce protein each. Alan surfaces own voice, hoarse. Your unity burns them. Keep pushing. Laura kisses forehead. Lipstick faint rose for our future. Nathan cues Independence Day clip on portable DVD player 7-inch screen. Boom goes the mothership. Laughter cracks tension. First genuine in months. 1 p.m. mirror, assault. Hale's scope, eyepiece magnified 1,200 times. Shows real comet fragments streaking. Tail 15 arc minutes, green verdant, but overlaid with falling angels. Wings charred, spanning 5 feet, illusory. Wormwood taunts. Join our fall, observe eternity. Allen strains against straps, veins corded half-inch. No, show them Hubble truth. Nathan beams deep field image, 2 million galaxies, each pixel 100,000 stars. Your eternity is God's canvas. Demons screech 130 decibels, pain to eardrums, console sparking, fuses blowing 2 amp rating. Isabella recalibrates. Comet albedo 0.04, your green spectral fraud at 580 nanometers. 2 p.m., physical fury. Alan vomits again, black ichor, 1 cup volume. Viscous as tar splattering, basin 10 inches wide. Pebbles, this time 40 total. Each 1/8 inch obsidian flecked iridium, clattering like apocalyptic hail. Lab test via Hale's portable spectrometer, handheld, 6 by 4 inches, confirms. Meteoritic from Vesta asteroid belt. Abaddon laughs seismic. Our essence scatters. Mountain quakes, Richter 3.2 dome swaying 2 degrees. Bolts groaning, 1/4 inch steel, snowslide roaring downslope, bearing service road 20 feet deep, 1 mile below. Rossi plants crucifix in floor, cracked gold point piercing concrete half-inch, stabilter in Namen, Jesu. Tremor halts instant, aftershock 0. 3 p.m., psychological siege. Visions personalized. Laura sees Nathan crushed under JPL rocket, fuselage 100 feet long exploding. Nathan envisions parents' gravestones, marble 24 by 12 inches, etched 2004. Hale, his scalpel hand withered to claw. Isabella, physics proofs burning in Vatican archives, 500 volumes ash. Team Link's arms circle, 6 feet diameter, reciting Our Father choral, Voices harmonizing at 100 hertz fundamental. Demons fracture. Wormwood solo pleads, knowledge for peace. Abaddon solo rages, destruction eternal. Rossi exploits, split. Divide and conquer, ego vos separo. 4 p.m. Artifact war. Medieval books smuggled, re-hidden flares again on Hale's table. Flames 8 inches, leaping but cover intact pages, whispering. Latin winds 10 miles per hour, microburst. Rossi seizes tongs, kitchen steel, 12 inches from cooler. Sprinkles, exorcism, salt, quarter-pound handful. Consume thyself. Book crumbles to dust 100 grams. Wind scattering to slit. Gone with gusts 20 miles per hour. Alan gasps relief, weight lifted, 10-pound soul, deep. 5 p.m., sunset crucible, sky bruising purple over Pacific 30 miles distant. Chair hydraulics seize pistons, locking at 500 pounds, hoisting Alan 8 inches, spinning clockwise 3 RPM. Nathan blasts Star Trek theme, portable speakers, 10 watts, Captain Kirk voice. Space, the final frontier. Team joins chorus. To seek out new life, demons howl parody and destroy it, but spin slows friction, breaking to zero. Alan dropping gentle, pulse steadying 70 beats. Evening close at 6, Rossi ends. Benedictus Deus. Drive down chains, locked, stars emerging. Magnitude 0.5, Venus first. Home pasta reheated microwave, 600 watts, 2 minutes team debriefs over garlic bread slices, 5 inches. Nathan, tomorrow March 22nd, World Water Day, their end game. January 9th through 21st, guerrilla sessions, thrice daily, 2 hours each. Phenomena mutate cold spots, 4 feet diameter at 0 degrees, roaming dome like predators. Whispers in Morse code tapping 60 words per minute on metal railings. Blood map redraws nightly on Alan's palms, vanishing by dawn. Isabella debunks daily, Doppler for whispers, thermodynamics for cold, Hale logs, vitals trending normal, CK enzymes dropping from 1900 to 80 units per liter. Confession cycle healing, Laura vows, JPL, ethics oath, Nathan mentors, UCLA skeptics, Hale joins parish, Isabella lectures faith, physics seminars. Alan gains 8 pounds, cheeks filling, glasses less fogged. February 1st, comet Rio returns, visible naked eye, magnitude 4.0, Pasadena wide, news trucks clogging Angeles Crest 30 deep, demons taunt via radiostatic KNX, watch us fall. But Rossi counters live mass broadcast Archbishop's approval reaching 10,000 listeners. March 1st, spring tease, temps 58 base. Team rotates, shifts Nathan nights with movies therapeutic. Clips from Contact debating God, science. Alan resets Psalms voluntary, voice gaining strength. March 15th, Climax quake swarm, Richter 2.8 cluster epicenter shifting backyard. Arroyo home, cracking kitchen tile 1, 16th inch. Demons coordinate, Wormwood skies, Abaddon earth thunder simultaneous. Lightning grounding 10,000 amps outside dome. March 20th, final prep. Archbishop Gomez visits unannounced chopper landing helipad. Blades 25 feet rotor blessing relics. St. Benedict medal 1-inch silver threaded to Alan's neck. Vincent Lampert sends prayers from Indianapolis, he says. Handing report, my 2,000 case log, facts 20 pages. Rossi nods. Brothers' wisdom guides. March 21st, Eve Vigil, team camps, dome sleeping bags 20 by 60 inches on foam mats too thick. Stars wheel overhead, Sirius setting west. Alan whispers to Laura, tomorrow I choose you over stars. Folks, these 6 weeks weren't survival, they were sanctification. Every assault honing faith sharper than Hale's 100-inch glass. Demons threw cosmos at us, formulas, visions, quakes, but science exposed. Scripture expelled, team transformed, skeptics to soldiers, family to fortress. World Water Day dawn, March 22nd, 1977, UN proclamation tying to Revelation's bitter rivers. Under that blazing vault temp, 72 degrees, no cloud the abyss cracked wide, begging mercy as Christ's thunder rolled final. What broke free? A soul unchained, Pasadena redeemed, and a lesson etched eternal. Hell whispers knowledge, but heaven roars truth. The dawn breaks, next glory awaits. And there it was, folks, on the morning of March 22nd in 2004, World Water Day, proclaimed by the United Nations back in 1977 to honor clean rivers, but twisted here by Revelation's prophecy of bitter floods as the first ray of dawn crested the San Gabriel, peaks at exactly 6:41 a.m., bathing Mount Wilson's hail dome in a blaze of gold that pierced the 40-foot slit like a sword from heaven itself. Temperature spiking from 48 to 72 degrees Fahrenheit in 30 minutes flat, melting the last snow patches into rivulets racing down the concrete apron at 2 gallons per minute. The air hummed electric, charged at 10,000 volts per meter from overnight static, carrying the scent of wet pine from 9,160-foot summits, mingling with the faint eucalyptus wafting 30 miles from Pasadena's valley floor. Father Rossi's team, now battle-hardened, their faces sun-leathered from 6 weeks under these relentless skies, stood vigil since 4 a.m. No sleeping bags tonight, but cots unfolded, aluminum frames 20 by 60 inches each, blankets, wool army, surplus, tucked tight against the pre-dawn 40-degree chill. Nathan's laptop screen glowed final Hubble feed at 300 kilobits. Contact movie paused on Jodie Foster's line. If it's just us, seems like an awful waste of space. Laura's JPL thermos steamed 40 ounces of green tea at 175 degrees. Jasmine notes cutting the sulfur aftertaste. Hale's fresh spectrometer word baseline at 500 nanometers. Sister Isabella's calculator solar cells maxed at full sun, pi digits queued to 100. Alan Whitaker, freed from straps for this decisive hour per Rossi's ritual wisdom, sat unbound in the observer's chair, steel frame now draped in purple cloth 3 by 5 feet. His 168 pounds restored flesh filling the Oxford shirt, crisp iron by Laura, at-home necklace medal of St. Benedict, glinting 1-inch silver against his chest, rising steady at 72 breaths per minute. Archbishop Gomez had chopper lifted out at midnight, leaving a relic vial of Lourdes water, 4 ounces crystal stoppered, blessed by the Pope himself. My report from Indianapolis, 2,000 cases strong by then, lay open on the console. The demon begs at Climax, strike with Christ's proper name. Rossi, stole knotted firm over cassock, frayed at hems from weeks of genuflex, crossed himself thrice. This day the abyss shuts forever. In nomine Patris et Filii et Spiritus Sancti. The stars, Venus at magnitude -4.6, leading the charge, seemed to salute, unwavering as the battle horn sounded soft. Part 6, the Dawn Star, Liberation and New Discoveries. 6:45 a.m. Rossi begins the capstone rite, voice amplified natural by dome acoustics carrying to San Gabriel's echoing canyons. Ritual page 290 open flat. Exorcizo te, omnis spiritus immunde, in nomine Dei Patris omnipotentis. Holy water from Lourdes, vial arcs, wide 6 ounces total, droplets refracting sunrise, rainbows, 1/8 inch spheres splashing Alan's palms, where last night's blood map had faded to scars, 1/16 inch pale. Team encircles tight, 6 feet diameter human chain. Laura, right hand, in Nathan's left, his and Isabella's, hers in Hale's, his back to Rossi, completing the loop, pulses sinking at 68 beats collective, like a single sacred heart. Alan's eyes, brown, cleared of crimson flecks, lock on the eyepiece, 100-inch mirror, freshly polished to lambda quarter wavefront by Hale's crew overnight, capturing real comet tail, now fading magnitude 5.2, its green hue debunked as atmospheric methane at 600 nanometers. They're surfacing Alan Rath's own voice, first time clear in months, fingers gripping chair arms oak-worn smooth, knuckles blanching under 50 pounds, voluntary pressure. Nathan cues contact finale soft on portable speakers, 10 watts, small steps, giant leaps, Foster's whisper underscoring Rossi's Latin thunder. 7 a.m. Wormwood cracks first. Alan's throat bulging Adam's apple, half-inch as gravel voice erupts solo, pitch 40 hertz, rumbling subfloor joists. Observe with me, scholar. I offer every secret quasars at redshift 10, black holes birthing universes, Dark Energy's 80% veil. Dome console ignites keyboards, typing autonomous at 100 words per minute, spitting arXiv-ready papers, unified field equations resolving gravity, quantum rift, equations flowing latex code flawless to 10 decimal places. Isabella counters instant, calculator blazing, lies. Your unified constant mismatches Planck scale by 6.02 times 10 to the negative 35 meters. Planck's actual, she projects overlay, lines clashing, red error bars 1 millimeter wide. God's math perfect, yours fractures. Nathan lasers the screen green, .25" erasing code mid-scroll, delete, star fraud. Wormwood howls 110 decibels. Allen's glasses shattering lenses plus 3.5 diopters into quarter-inch shards tinkling floor. Laura sweeps frantic with broom nylon bristles 12 inches. No more tricks. 7:15. Abaddon surges dual, colder timbre, 20 hertz shaking mirror. Mount gears 300 RPM unbidden. Fools. I swallow your city, Pasadena's 10 million in the pit. Rivers boiling 112 degrees Celsius from my stones. Mountain heaves violent. Richter 4.1 epicenter. Dead under dome concrete fissures spidering ½ wide from pedestal base. Snowmelt geysers erupting 6 feet high in backyard. Arroyo home 30 miles below per USGS feed. Nathan pulls live on cell Nokia 5100 antenna extended 6 inches. Visions blast final. Laura beholds JPL headquarters imploding. Control room consoles 21 inches melting to slag. Nathan sees UCLA Stadium 90,000 seats collapsing into sinkhole 500 feet deep. Hale envisions Huntington Hospital, wards flooding, Whitaker, ankle deep 18 inches. Isabella watches Caltech Library 4 million volumes dissolving to Wormwood, ash swirling vortex 10 feet diameter. Rossi glimpses St. Andrew's altar cracking marble 24 by 48 inches. Team sways, linked boots, gripping gravel 1 inch deep outside door, but Rossi anchors. Crucifix thrust skyward, 4 inches gold, catching sun like beacon. Vade retro satanas. In the name of Jesus of Nazareth, our Lord and Savior, depart to the eternal fire prepared for you and your angels. Lourdes, water boils on Allen's brow bubbles, quarter-inch popping steam at 212 degrees, scalding but healing. Scars vanishing real-time under Hale's magnifying glass. 10 power, 7:30. Desperation peaks, demons merging frantic chorus. Mercy, Creator's worm. We yield the cosmos, observe through our eyes, know all. Allen's body levitates highest yet chair, full 12 inches off bolts, rotating counterclockwise, 5 RPM, hair whipping, windless gale, 25 miles per hour microburst, shirt tails, flapping cotton against skin, 98.6 degrees, fever breaking, black pebbles, erupt throat, 50 total, each quarter-inch basalt, iridium flecked raining basin, clanging like machine gun fire at 600 rounds per minute, analyzed instant by Hale's spectrometer. Pure abyssal core matches Revelation star. Nathan records stereo cassette reels spinning 90 minutes, maxed waveforms, dual peaking, then splitting. Isabella chants Euler's identity, e to the I pi plus 1 equals 0, calculator beeping theorem proof. Your chaos equals God's 0. Visions shatter, glass rain, illusory quarter-inch shards, pixelating to dust team, blinking tears, cheeks, salt-streaked half-inch trails. 7:45, Allen seizes control midair, voice his alone cracking through. No, the Lord is creator of all stars, your knowledge poisons. He grabs crucifix from Rossi's outstretched hand, chain 18 inches whipping thrusting point into own palm, voluntary pierce, 1/8 inch deep, blood welling, 1 milliliter ruby anointing metal. By his blood. I reject you. Dome explodes, light console, overload sparking 2,000 volts, arc 5 feet long, blue-white mirror reflecting sunburst magnitude -26 blinding, temp surging 80 degrees inside, fans maxed 800 cubic feet per minute. Wormwood shrieks soprano on natural 150 hertz. The light burns envy consumes. Abaddon bellows bass 20 hertz seismic. The pit reclaims no. The vortex swallows stars. Allen screams, crescendo throat veins, corded half-inch body slamming down gentle, chair bolts reforming quarter-inch welds, self-sealing, pulse crashing to 40, then steadying 60. 8 a.m. Expulsion thunders. Rossi culminatus right, arms wide, span 5'10". Adjuro te, Beelzebub, princeps, daemoniorum, per deum vivum, et ferum depart no. Alan's mouth gapes unhinged, 1-inch black smoke billows 2 cups volume, acrid as brimstone mixed comet cyanide, swirling vortex, 6 inches diameter, counterclockwise 1000 RPM. Sucking pebbles back, throat reverse, then expelling final 20 flecked glowing. Light beam spears from ceiling, cracked sun through slit focus mirror, 100-inch parabola channeling rainbow spectrum, 400 to 700 nanometers bathing Alan. Skin, glowing, translucence, 1/4-inch aura gold. Demons, chorus fractures, we fall to outer darkness, cursing the Nazarene. Smoke implodes, pinpoint, sonic boom, 180 decibels, muffled by dome, Richter spike, 4.5 final, snowslide colossal burying Angelus crest, mile marker 20, but Pasadena spared per instant newsflash Nathan's phone. Alan collapses forward, Laura catching 168 pounds full, her 5'6" frame buckling to knees on gravel, whispering, "It's over." I saw hell like a black hole devouring light, infinite cold at absolute zero. 8:15, afterglow settles, air sweetening, eucalyptus pure, temp steady 70, 2 fans idling silent, Rossi absolves final, ego te absolvo, e peccatis tuis in nomine patris. Team weeps, choral tears, mixing Lourdes, residue on cheeks, Hale stethoscope's chest, normal sinus, enzymes, baseline 50 units per liter, miracle metrics, Isabella logs. Phenomena ceased, 11:45 p.m. prior, math holds. Nathan hugs dad. Welcome back, explorer. Alan rises shaky, glasses replaced, plus 3.5 spares from glove box, views eyepiece, comet, beautiful, not bitter. God's design. Drive down 9 a.m., change shed, highway clear, 65 miles per hour limit, Pasadena blooming jacaranda, purple petals, 1-inch carpeting Arroyo Boulevard. Home by 10. Fridge humming 20 cubic feet, stocked fresh Laura's shop Sunday, roast chicken 12 pounds oven, roasted at 350 degrees 2 hours, potatoes cubed 1-inch golden. Family meal table oak 6 feet, Nathan toasting with lemonade 64-ounce pitcher to stars and Savior. Laughter flows first real, Alan recounting, hell's void, no gravity, just despair eternal. Afternoon Caltech, Dean Hargrove waits office 10 by 12, window Rose Bowl view. Alan, return Monday tenure track, plus ethics chair. Paper retracted RxIV 5,000 downloads, audited, anomalous replaced, sustainable orbits, symposium invite AAS Chicago, flight $1,200 comped. Alan nods, notebook, leather reborn, red ink, faded gray, now blue Parker sketches. Faith, guided astronomy. Evening JPL, Laura pitches asteroid sentinel network, budget $1 million approved. Probes launching 2005 shielding Earth from real threats. Her cubicle photo updated. Family 4, smiles wide, 2-inch prints. Nathan calls UCLA advisor, landline clicking, majoring astrophysics, minor theology, bookshelves restock, Bible beside Hawking, 1,000 pages balanced. March 23rd, St. Andrew's Mass, pews 200, packed overflow folding chairs, 20 extra, Rossi preaching. Whitaker's witness, God's universe, triumphs darkness. Alan reads, Revelation epilogue, voice steady, no more night, lamb is light. Archbishop Gomez homily, Pasadena's miracle, reported Rome. Lampert's protocols affirmed. Post mass reception hall, coffee urns 12 ounces each, donuts glazed 3 inches. Nathan to Hale, Doc, join us Sundays. Doctor nods, stethoscope pocketed. Science needs soul. Weeks heal, April blooms 80 degrees. Alan hikes Mount Wilson Trail, 5 miles round trip. Wildflowers, 2-inch blooms, naming constellations with Nathan Sirius, Victory Star. Laura co-authors Faith in Fields, JPL Caltech white paper. 20 pages laser, cited 200 times by 2006. Isabella's seminar packs 150 seats. Quantum grace devil's equations fail. Hale publishes Neurology Journal, Neurotheology case study. Charts EEG waves mirroring Psalm's rhythm, impact factor 8.2. May graduation UCLA. Nathan cap and gown black polyester, stage 90 feet wide, diploma leather folder, 12 by 9, summa cum laude, astrophysics. Alan hugs, proud balance seeker. Summer projects. Family telescope, build backyard Dobsonian, 20-inch aperture, first light Jupiter's bands, sharp arc seconds. Fall 2004, Allen's book, Science and Scripture. Stars as Witnesses hits shelves. 300 pages hardcover, $16.99. Forward Rossi, From Abyss to Dawn. Caltech Legend Whispers. Whitaker Tale and Lounge Lore. Warning plaque, Hail Dome. Knowledge 2, Edged Faith Wields True. Laura's Promotion, JPL Lead. Salary bump 20%. Home edition study 12 by 15 feet, pine paneled. Nathan Grad School, MIT, Fellowship, full ride. Rossi Journals, Vatican. Wormwood, Exorcism, Cosmic Deliverance. Archive Secret but My Indianapolis Files Cross-Reference Case 2031. Medieval Book Ashes, Scattered Pacific Boat Charter 30 feet. Coordinates 34 north, 118 west. Final right, Rossi. Dust to dust, no more harm. Pasadena nights, star clear. Magnitude limit 6.5. Families picnic, Rose Bowl, 90,000 seats empty. Telescopes, shared community workshops, 300 attendees monthly. Folks, this wasn't escape, it was elevation. Allen from vessel to victor. Family from fractured to forged. Team from skeptics to saints. Wormwood's poison purified to wisdom. Abaddon's pit plugged by prayer. Science? God's gift, not devil's bait. Revelation's star fell, but Christ's dawn rose eternal. In Indianapolis, I read Rossi's report that April, filing beside my own battles, proof hell whispers cosmic lies, but Jesus names the truth. Hold your crosses tight. Observe the heavens, bold darkness flees at first light. And that's the Whitaker way, from strange star to dawn's embrace. Amen and good night.